I feel like I'm channeling my inner novel life today with a little bit of a wing, but like I can't do the wings that Tori does. So like I tried using some tape. I saw a girl on TikTok doing it. I don't know. We'll see if I like it when I'm editing this back. But today I have a video that I'm very excited to do and like look at, but also be like, maybe you have a problem. And you know what? It's not a problem though. It makes me happy. And second, it made quite the mess of my living room. Oh, you can already see some of them out the corner. So I think earlier this week, I don't know when this video is going up, but I saw Falling Over Books doing a video showing all of the special editions out of print, first editions, all of like the kind of special books in her collection. And I loved watching that video because there are so many books that I didn't even realize had so many editions, like especially when it came to her Addicted Callaway Sister series. She has like 3 of some of them because there are so many, just like some covers that I didn't even know existed. And I thought that was so fun to watch. And in this world where there are so many special edition covers out there, I like seeing what other people have in their collections. So, and also trying to hunt them down for myself. Looking at you, even if it hurts, Marty Man, the one like blue and red cover. I'm on the hunt. Anyways, so I have here all of my out of print special edition books. So some of these you can't get. So I didn't include, because I'm looking at like my QB shelf. So I have like some of her discreet paperbacks, or like the discreet Campus Tales series and like her discreet hardcovers. You can buy those. So I'm not including those. I'm including the ones that you can't really get anymore or are like special collector edition books. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in, and let's start off with probably the author that I have the most special editions of now at this point, which they aren't, but they're out of print, is Sarah J. Maas. So the Throne of Glass series recently got new covers, and I have all of the original covers. I do not like the new ones, and I will not be purchasing them. These are the original editions. So we have The Assassin's Blade and Throne of Glass. Then we have Crown of Midnight and Heir of Fire. Crown of Midnight is one of my favorite. I don't love these covers either. I honestly don't think that SJM has great covers on her books besides the Crescent City ones. But I do like the Crown of Midnight one. And then we have Queen of Shadows, which is I think my other favorite cover of them all, and Empire of Storms, my favorite book out of the series. And then finally, we have Tower of Dawn and Kingdom of Ash. So as far as I know, these covers, like they're not being printed anymore because they have the new covers out and on them. So I guess those are like out of print. And then I also have the Throne of Glass Collector's Edition. You can buy this still. I normally keep it out of the jacket because I love this sword. I plan on getting it tattooed one day for my baby Dorian. And yeah, so it's just this really beautiful like collector's edition. And then the page headings have the sword there. So I have this, but even though it is a collector's edition, I'm pretty sure it's still available on like Amazon. Then my ACOTAR books. So I have the original cover and the paperback versions of these. So now they are reprinted again. So these covers are not available anymore. So I have the first one, A Court of Thorns and Roses. This one is my personal favorite. I love the red and the black, and I just think it looks really beautiful. Then we have A Court of Mist and Fury. Again, like I don't think these are like the best covers, but I definitely like them more than the new ones. And then A Court of Wings and Ruin, my favorite book in the series, and A Court of Frost and Starlight, which is my other favorite cover because I love the like detailing around here against the black background. I think it's really beautiful. And yeah, happy to have those because like I said, I don't like the new ones. And then I have the collector's edition of A Court of Thorns and Roses, similar to the Throne of Glass one. Again, this is, I believe, still available on Amazon. Really beautiful. Again, you have the fun interior, and then all of the pages have like this beautiful detail on it. And let me find a chapter heading, has that. So really beautiful. I love collecting special editions or collector's editions of my favorite books. So you're gonna notice the theme here that you're gonna be like, wow, McKay, you have a lot of your favorite books. Yeah, that's because if my favorite book is available in a special edition, I wanna own it. Next up, my other one that I have the most of, which let's just pull the big stack over. So Penelope Douglas, my absolute favorite author of all time. So I have a couple versions of Credence. So I have this version, which is the French version of Credence. It's got like really cool smoky design on the inside, but makes it look cool out there. And oh, if you just saw has like the forest. Where was that? Has like the forest printed inside of it. It's really beautiful. Will I ever read this? Obviously no, I don't speak French, but I love this cover and this edition of it. So I have that version of Credence. And then I also have the Hello Lovely box version, right? This is Hello Lovely box, I think, version of Credence. I'm obsessed with this cover. I truly had settled with the fact that I was never going to have this cover in my collection because I could not find it for a reasonable price. And because Penelope Douglas is so popular, so many of their books sell for like insane amounts on resale. And then Zay gifted it to me for my birthday and I about died. So I have this version of Credence. Next, now these covers are out of print now. I think the new ones are like starting to roll out into Barnes & Noble. I don't like the new ones. I don't love these. They aren't my favorite either, but I definitely like them a lot more than the new ones. The new ones are just giving nothing. And these ones at least give something. So it's the Falling Away series and I have them all in there like, so I don't even think this is like the original paperback, but whatever. I have like the old original covers. And so there is Bully, which is book 1. And then Until You, which if he has the tattoo, that's like the original one. I do have the Piacus. How do you pronounce that? The like British version that doesn't have the tattoo. I had that until I could find this one. So if he has the tattoo on it, that's the like real deal one. So Until You, book like 1.5. Rival, which is probably my favorite cover of them all. I have that one. And then this one that is like impossible to find. I spent years looking for this one. And then Sam from Sam Reads Little got it at a library sale. And she was like, I'll send it to you. And I was like, again, I genuinely thought that I was never going to get this one. So I have this one. I don't like this cover because this dude literally looks nothing like the hero in this book. Like, who is this man? But very happy to have this original cover though. And then The Next Flame, which is 2 novellas into 1. And then more out of print editions. I have the original Devil's Night covers and now also the original indie versions because they did get picked up by a publisher and the covers are changing once again. So the covers are already different now for the indie versions, but they did get picked up and they're getting new covers for like the traditional publishing versions. So we'll see how those look. I don't know, I'm skeptical, but we have Corrupt. Dorian! Can you see? You can see him up there. You were probably watching him this whole time being like, he's about to knock that down. Dorian, get down. You're naughty. Is that because mom's not paying attention to you right now? You need to act out. Anyways, Corrupt, the original cover. Hideaway, book 2. Kill Switch. I love this cover. Oh, what is that? Huh. Anyways, Kill Switch, probably my favorite cover out of them all. Conclave, which is the little novella that you read between Kill Switch and Nightfall. And then Nightfall, my second favorite cover. I love the chandelier. I think it is so freaking beautiful. Ew, is that my fingerprints on there? Did I like hold this after putting lotion on at some point? And then Fire Night, the last little novella in the series. So yeah, we will see what the new covers end up looking like at some point. And then the last for my Penelope Douglas rare ones are the Mystic Box Penelope Douglas books. So first up is Birthday Girl, which this one, I sometimes like to just check on Mercari. I own it, like I don't need to buy it, but I like to check on Mercari sometimes to see how much this is selling for. This often sells for like $1,500. Excuse me. I mean, I would literally never sell it because it's like one of my favorite books of all time, but that's just absolutely insane. So I have Birthday Girl from Mystic, which is really beautiful. And then I have 3 of the Devil's Night series books, and then Nightfall actually goes on sale today when I'm filming this, so I will be buying it. But so we have Corrupt. So in the original Mystic box, it was these 2 books together. So I have Corrupt, and then I was not able to actually get this box, but then my friends Claudia and Caitlin, Claudia from Just My Books 3 on Instagram and Caitlin from The Love Librarian, they each sent me one of these because I couldn't get my hands on it and they didn't want, I think this one was from Claudia, and this one was from Caitlin. And yeah, I cannot be more happy to own these because this is like one of my favorite series of all time and I would be so heartbroken if I missed out on it. So anyways, I have those. That is my Penelope Douglas out of print collection, and I believe, so Tri-Six Venom and Birthday Girl, I think both those paperbacks will also become like rare out of print books because those also got picked up by a publisher, and I think those covers are both changing. So eventually those will turn into like special books, but as for right now, they're like still widely available. Okay, next up then, so let's just go through my other Mystic Box books that I have. I am a Mystic Box sub, so I get, and I just do like the year up front. So I get all of the boxes, and then I figure like if there ever comes a point when I don't want them, I just sell them for what I paid for them. So I do have quite a few Mystic Box boxes. So out of those, I have the Jennifer Hartman ones, which these personally are two of my favorites. I think the Still Beating cover is absolutely gorgeous. I love just the gold foiling. I think it is so beautiful. The interior, it's beautiful. So that's Still Beating. And then Lotus, which I haven't read yet, but is like the next priority one on my TBR from Jennifer Hartman. So I have those two. That was her box. And then I have the Kelly Hart one, which was the Blood and Roses series. So it's volume 1 and volume 2. I don't love these because they're shiny. I much prefer matte special editions, but it's okay. I do still think they're really pretty, and I think they have some of the prettiest sprayed edges. And so I haven't read these yet, but I will at some point. And then the newest box, which was the Belle Aurora one, and that is Raw. And Raw is like at the top of my TBR. I really, really want to read Raw soon. So that's these ones. I think these are beautiful too. I love this. I think maybe just because I like the dark aesthetic. And I love the sprayed edges. And then again, we have this rose and then with the green sprayed edges. Like I think these are really beautiful, especially like not saying that anything bad about like the Devil's Night series, like the Penelope Douglas ones, but you can just tell how far like they've come in terms of like their design with the sprayed edges, with the foiling, with like some of the interior stuff since they did that original Birthday Girl and Corrupt one. So I just think their quality is like insane. And then the Amo books, which like so many people hate, and I don't like, I thought that they were really cool. I really love these. So it's In Peace Lies Havoc and In Fury Lies Mischief. So it's the first two books in the Midnight Mayhem series. Here's the thing, I actually didn't really love this one. I'm still gonna keep going in the series, but I do love these editions, and I think the like sprayed edges are beautiful. And then the cover art on, or like the interior art, I don't know what that's called. They're so beautiful. I think these are stunning editions. I absolutely love them and love having them in my collection. And lastly, probably my other favorite Mystic Box that they've done, just because I love Pam Godwin so much, and I love both of these two books with my whole heart and soul. Sea of Ruin and Dark Notes, my two favorite Pam books. And I think that, again, the sprayed edges are beautiful. The gold foiling on this one is stunning. And then Sea of Ruin, I love the sprayed edges on this one. I think it's so pretty, and the interior formatting of this one, like I absolutely love. Oh, and there's the art print with it. So anyways, that is all of my Mystic Box books that I have. So I will, oh no, I actually have two more Mystic Box books, but they're deeper in a separate pile. And you know, I will probably never cancel my subscription to Mystic. So next up I have, I think this is Hello Lovely Shame by Fiona Cole. I love this book. It was my first Fiona Cole book that I ever read. Absolutely love it. I don't get to talk about it a lot on my channel because I feel like it doesn't fit into a lot of categories of like trope recommendation videos that I make, but I do absolutely love this book, and I loved this edition. I was so sad that I originally missed out on it, but I was able to find a second hand copy of it, and I just think it's so beautiful and like sexy, and I don't know, it's just cute. I love it. If like there is a reason that I need to like GTFO out of my apartment and my cats are both already safe and it's like you can run back in and grab something, well, there's probably some other things that I would grab. However, this would be my one book off of my shelf that I would grab, and that is Manacled by Senlin Yus. This is a fan fiction, so these you like can't purchase. You have to like commission someone to bind it for you. And last year, one of my friends was able to get me a spot with a commissioner to do that, with a bookbinder to do this. The sprayed edges, everything about it, the dust jacket when you open it up, the artwork on it. This is literally a prized possession of mine. I was telling one of my friends about this a while back, about this book, because she's a Harry Potter fan, and she was like, oh, maybe I'll borrow that from you sometime, and I was like, you won't. Read it online. No one's ever touching this besides me. I love this, and it has like fan art throughout it too. It's literally so beautiful. So this, it's not like a special edition, but like you literally can't, like you can't buy this. It's literally one of a kind, and absolutely obsessed. Now next up, so I have 8 books in this series. So there are 4 books, but I have both indie editions of this entire series. So the Twisted series by Anna Huang now is picked up by a traditional publisher. So first thing, the man covers are completely gone forever. You can still get the discreet covers. However, they'd be I think it's Bloom. They'd be the Bloom editions, but I have both the man covers and the discreet covers in all 4 of the Twisted series books that are the original indie printed editions. So that was Twisted Love. Alex is one of my favorite man covers. Then Twisted Games, which is also, these have Post-it notes in them because I'm taking them to Book Bonanza for Anna Huang to sign. Really beautiful. And then the indie discreet edition. Then Twisted Hate, both of the indie original editions. And then last but not least, Mr. Christian Harper himself, Twist Lies, which this is one of my favorite man covers. I think it's so stunning. And especially with like the butterflies on the background, if you've read it. Really beautiful, and very happy to have all of those in like the original ones. And same with the Kings of Sin series, her new series, like King of Wrath and King of Pride. I bought both of those, and I bought them in the indie editions. And I know that they will eventually be like done with Bloom. And like, I think King of Wrath already is done with Bloom. I don't want the Bloom ones. I want the indie ones. I don't like the little logos on the side. So I will continue collecting those. Now I have I just have one Sophie Lark book. So here's the thing. I do have one of the man covers from the Brutal Birthright series, and I thought about including it in here, but they are available on her website, so I feel like that's not super hard to find. It's just like you can't get it on Amazon or in stores anymore. But one special edition that I do have of Sophie Lark is Savage Lover, my favorite book of hers that I've read so far, and I needed to have the Camille cover of it. I think this was, again, Hello Lovely box. And I absolutely love it, and especially the little art. Normally I don't like art, like fan art prints, but I actually think this one's really good because you can't see his face, because I feel like it just never matches, you know? So like cut his face off a little bit, just give me the bad bitch energy, and I love it. And then I have a couple Gianna Darling ones. So I have Welcome to the Dark Side. I think this again was a Hello Lovely box special edition. I really like this one. I just love this book, and of course, and wanted to have special edition, and love that it has Lulu on the cover. And then my last 2 for my Mystic box, I have the Anti-Heroes in Love duet by Gianna Darling. This was one of the more recent boxes too. I like these covers. They're not my favorite. I also haven't read this duet yet, so maybe I will have a bigger appreciation for them once I do. But I like the silver foiling on it. Like, I think that's really pretty, and I love the pops of red. I just feel like, you know, they're just not giving everything that they could give. So again, they have the sprayed edges and the foiling. They're really beautiful, just not like my favorite Mystic editions. And then lastly, I have some QB special editions because she's one of my other favorites. And of course I need to have basically every version of her book that's possible to have. So recently she sent me, because I have been on the hunt for one of these covers for what, like 2 years? A year and a half, like a long time I've been on the hunt for one of these covers. And when Tori and Jess were at a book sign, were at Wild and Windy, which I unfortunately couldn't go to, they were talking to her, and I had told them, I was like, hey, if QB has any of either this one cover or this one cover that I don't have, please get one for me. Well, Tori ended up talking to her, and she ended up sending me and Tori both of the editions that we were looking for. So unconditional, shut up. I know I rip on flower covers, honestly a lot on here, because I'm sick of like I feel like florals are very overdone. When I say that I'm sick of floral covers, know that I am never talking about this cover. You are the exception, because you are beautiful, and it's real, like, well, it's not like real, obviously it's not a real flower, but it's like actually like a picture of a flower on there. It's not like digitalized or anything. Truly, it's just so beautiful. Like, shut up. You can't tell me that this cover isn't beautiful. So this one she sent me. So I'm so happy to have that one. That's the one that I've been on the hunt for a while. And then she also sent me the Love Unexpected Dark and Quirky edition, which this is just the perfect summer cover. Also, girl, like, okay. Just have it all out there. I love it. I think it's so pretty, and love to have that one as well. And then lastly, this one came out not that long ago. This is actually probably one of the newer ones that I've added into my collection, and that's the Bittersweet Duet by QB Tyler. And this one is the Fit Teacher Rachel like exclusive edition. So I didn't get the whole box because I don't think I had read the other ones that she was doing, but this one, of course, I had to have, and I love it. This is what I want in a discreet cover, where it's discreet, but it's not just like has nothing to do with the story. We've got the couch, which if you've read it, you got the couch, you got the little whiskey tumbler, the plants, the little plant on the side of the spine, and just the color itself. It is such a beautiful cover that, once again, when I'm ever complaining about discreet covers, I'm not complaining about discreet covers like this that have something to do with the book. Stunning. Okay, now we're over to this side of my stuff. So let's get these ones out of the way. So I didn't pull them all off because they're just frankly heavy. But so I have the Addicted / Calloway Sister series. So I think this is the 3rd edition of them. I think now they have 4 editions, and I think I have the 3rd ones, because these ones they're self-published ones, but they're the new discreet covers that a lot of the ones, is it Bloom again? Who picked them up? A publisher picked them up again. And the publisher kept pretty similar cover. I think the Addicted After All cover is different, but I have the ones that like they published, so it has a little KB Ritchie thing right there. So I think these are the 3rd editions is what you would call them. And I have them for the entire 10 book series. It's just I only pulled these 5 off because I think these are the only 5 that are available right now in the reprinted published versions. So I have Addicted to You, which is book 1. Then I have Ricochet, which is book 2. Then I have Addicted for Now, which this cover changed for the newly published one. And I have Kiss the Sky, which is book 4, and my personal favorite book, literally a god tier book for me. I love it with my whole entire heart and soul. And then Hot House Flower, which is book 5. So I have all of those editions of that book. And then I have 2 of the discreet covers from the pre-series, but again, they are the self-published ones, the indie publishers, and they are not the new Bloom editions. So I have Priest, which is book 1. I went back and forth on if I wanted these or the man covers, but then I thought that there were more books coming out and that the man covers were not going to be available, but I think they actually will be for a short amount of time in that. So I'm kind of sad that I never got the man covers in these, but that's okay. These are beautiful, and I like the poppies on it. So again, Priest in the self-published, and then Midnight Mass, which is the little novella that goes with it that is also the self-published. I have Sinner and Saint, but those are the Bloom editions, so I'm not including those because they are not the indie ones. Then I have Waking Olivia by Elizabeth O'Rourke, whose cover, another Hello Lovely box cover of this one. I don't love the original cover of this book, and honestly, this isn't like my favorite special edition cover ever. I do think it's pretty, but it's more like I didn't really like the original one, and I wanted like a little bit of a prettier version of it. So that is this one here. Then I love this cover, and it's Medicine Man by Saffron Kent. And again, this is the last chapter book box cover of it. Cheyenne gave me this one when I saw her back in February because she didn't want it anymore. I don't think Cheyenne liked this. I don't think she liked this book. But I love this edition, and I love this book so much. My second favorite Saffron Kent book, and I'm really happy to have this like beautiful edition of it. Oh, it's so stunning. And then this one is more like the cover changed, and that's Manic by Amo Jones. So this cover actually went down off of Amazon for a while, and then I was actually going to send this to Cheyenne because I haven't read this book before, and I was actually going to send it to her because she read and loved this book, but then like the new cover came out, so then I was like, oh well, then I'll just like send you that one, because then I didn't have to go to the post office because I have post office anxiety. And yeah, I still haven't read this yet. I think it is a rock star romance, which right now I'm not reading, so I will read this eventually, but I think this cover is out of print now. Next up, oh my god, one of my honestly one of my favorite special editions that I have now in my collection. I think this is so absolutely stunning, and that is Luca Vitello by Cora Reilly. So this is I literally can never remember whose edition this is, and I feel like it didn't say anywhere. Whose version is this? I don't know. It was just in a book box that Jess from Peace Love Books, she posted that she was buying it, but she didn't want the Cora Reilly book in it. And she was like, will anyone buy it? And I was like, me, please, like I want it. And I'm so glad, because I didn't know what the book was at the time when I bought it, but this was one of the only Cora Reilly books that I didn't own. And this special edition, like with the little bullet hole there, Luca just looking so menacing, the blood splatters, it's so hard to tell on like in the camera, but it's like 3D, like you can rub your hand over it and you can like feel the blood splatters on there. It's so cool, like the black and white with the pop of this, it just like perfectly serves with the dark romance vibes. And then you have like again, that's kind of hard to see, but it's like Arya's silhouette, all like sexy on the back. Obsessed with this special edition version. It's so stunning. Next, I have 3 more out of print covers. So I have Too Late by Colleen Hoover. So this one, she now is traditionally publishing. This was her indie published version of it. And it's getting a new cover. I don't think I've seen what that new cover looks like. And also it's like the indie published version of it. So this one is now out of print. I really love this cover a lot. I think it's really cool. And then I have 2 more Colleen Hoover out of print ones. So I have All Your Perfect. So this is still like the Atria version, but they did get a new cover on it. I don't really like this cover, and I don't really like the other cover, but I prefer this one over the random flower that has nothing to do with the story on that one. And then again, one that like I like this cover better because what does a random flower have to do with the story on the new one? So again, it's still the Atria one, but it is the old cover of it. Honestly, this is my least favorite Colleen Hoover book. I do not like this book, but I do love this cover. So that's that. Then, so these ones, I didn't know if I was going to include because they technically are, like you can go on Amazon right now and buy them, but they literally say special edition on them. So I'm including them. And that is the Ice Planet Barbarian books by Ruby Dixon. So these are, like they all say special edition. So even though you can go and buy these right now, I'm just going to include them anyways. So this is book 1, probably my favorite cover. It might be my favorite cover of them all. Love that one. And then Barbarian Alien, which is book 2. I love the pops of color on the spines because here's the thing. I don't really read a lot of like traditionally published, bright, cartoony colored books, let alone have them in my collection. So it's kind of nice to have like some little pops of color on my shelves. Shoot, which one's next? Which one's book 4? Which one's book 3 and 4? I don't know. 3 and 4 and those covers. So yeah, really beautiful. I love all of those editions. And my last stack here. We only got a few more books, guys. Stick with me here. So next up, I have Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. So this one, again, got picked up by a traditional publisher. I think it's Bloom. And actually the Bloom cover looks very similar to the Mystic box version. Like it looks very similar to this cover. So this indie published cover, I don't know if this one's out of print yet, but it will be very soon, if not because it's getting republished. So again, I have the indie version and of this cover, and I really love this cover. And the fact that she and her husband like did this themselves, I think that's so cool. I love that cover. Then a cover that I'm so glad that I own, because if I did not own it, I would not be owning this book because I hate the new cover that much. And that is Underneath the Sycamore Tree by B. Celeste. I love this book. I freaking love it. One of my favorites by B. Celeste. However, that new cover is horrendous. I hate it. And I love this cover so much. I think it's so beautiful. And if you know the story, it's like, ooh, it's just so pretty. So I'm very happy to have this version of it because I would not be owning it if I had the new one. Another favorite special edition of mine that my friend Claudia sent me when she was unhauling it. And it's from the last chapter and it's The Truth About Tomorrow, my favorite B. Celeste book of all time. So first of all, the cover is just beautiful. Are you joking? That spine is stunning. And even on the back, like it is just such a beautiful edition, especially of my favorite book from her. So love to have that. And lastly are my Sarah Kate books. So I'm including all 5 of these. However, I think you can still get these 3 in the man covers. Maybe you can only get highest bidder at this point. So again, the Salacious Players Club series by Sarah Kate. So I have all of the indie man editions of it. And this, again, got picked up by a traditional publisher and they have new covers, which I also do not like. So thank God I have these. So I have Praise, which is book 1. I have Eyes on Me, probably my favorite cover, which is book 2. I just think he's so hot and with his little suit. Okay. Then we have Give Me More, which is book 3. I also really love this cover, even though he's blonde, but he's still cute. And then Mercy, which is my favorite book out of the series. Absolutely love this one. And then Highest Bidder, which is the newest one. So I think this one you can maybe still buy, but I think maybe all the other ones, like you can't get anymore unless if it's in like the new editions. And my last special editions that I have are these ones from, cover to cover. They are the Salacious Players Club special edition hardcover books. So I had to get these when they went on sale because I have FOMO and I'm a sucker for a pretty hardback. So actually, here's the thing. I do not like this cover of Praise. I've never liked it. This was the one that they released first and then they like completed it. I don't like this one, but I had to have it just to like complete the collection. But then I love the Eyes on Me one with the ice cubes. And again, the foiling is really pretty on these. And then we have Give Me More, which again, I really love this one with the pretty foiling. And depending on how you look at it, it either turns gold or silver, which I think is really cool. And then Mercy, which is my favorite. And actually, I don't know if I can show the formatting on this one. I don't want to get like my video in trouble for the formatting on that. Are there any formattings that I can show? There's some sexy formatting in these, which I love. Oh, I can show this one. Okay, so some really beautiful formatting on the inside. But anyways, I think that is all of my special edition / out of print books. I do have some more on the way that I've pre-ordered or that I will be ordering. So I'll have the Nightfall Mystic Box version. I did pre-order the Mindfuck special edition by S.T. Abbey that Mystic Box is doing. I pre-ordered the Birthday Girl Darkly edition of it, so I have that one. I have the Eternal Embers Tri-6 Venom special edition coming. I think are all of those my pre-orders. However, also the Illumicrate Bridgerton editions are going back on sale today, and I'm probably gonna end up getting those. I've never even read Bridgerton, but I love the show so much, and I love they're like truly like an art piece, so I think I'm gonna end up getting those. I have a problem with special editions, okay? And I also got, from Lucia Franco's website, I got the original versions of Balance and Execution with like the original covers and everything, because I don't own those. So all of those are either pre-ordered and or on their way to me. I just don't have them right now, but I think that's all of them. I don't think oh, and I got the Dark and Disturbed Off Balance book box with the 3 bind-ups of the series. So I think that's all the ones that I've pre-ordered right now and have on their way to me. But anyways, that is it for today's video. That was a little long, but thank you for sticking with me, and make sure that you check out Nicolette's video. I'll link it down below of all of her special editions as well, because it's just fun and I would love to see more people sharing like all their different covers that they have of books. So anyways, that is it for today's video, and I will see you when I see ya.